Hey guys, this is Hadi from Kishmat and this is my round 6 recap from the Beirut and Mount Lebanon Chess Championship. Well, I was playing today against a fairly strong opponent with an online rating of around 2000 and I didn't have the time to prepare, so I did not prepare. I just decided to come to the board and play chess. So, the game started and he played e4. Okay, so against e4 I usually play the French, which is exactly what I played today. I played e6 and then he played d3. Transposing into some King's Indian setups against the French, which is something that a lot of players do technically. Okay, after d5 he played queen e2. And here was the first surprise for me. After queen e2 I spent around 7 to 8 minutes on move 3 just deciding which setup I want to go for, which system I want to go for. And here I thought about every possible setup probably. I thought about setups with h6, knight f6, c5, d4, what also, knight c6, bishop d7. I thought literally about everything, bishop e7 even. And then I decided to go for one setup with an easy plan that I can simply play fast moves kind of, and that I don't really have problems in. So he took back, and then here I played b6. And what's the point of b6? One, I might want to play bishop b7 and put pressure on this weak pawn. However, the main plan behind b6 is just developing my bad French bishop to a6, taking advantage of the fact that the queen is on e2, so I'm developing my bishop with tempo, and then like playing the game, then developing my pieces normally, and then like play a game technically. So here he played knight c3 and I played bishop a6, continuing with my plan. And again, by here I spent around 15 minutes of my time just on the first 5 moves, just deciding like if this was the right plan, since again I'm playing an opening that I know nothing about. However, I'm playing logical moves, and to play logical moves you have to take time. So I played bishop a6, he moved his queen to d2, and I wasn't thrilled to see this. He wanted a queen trade on very, very early queen trade, and here I thought like for like 15 minutes maybe, trying not to trade queens. Because I came to this game and I wanted to fight. And if I trade queens, the possibilities like of fighting are gonna become way less. And I really wanted to win this game, so I thought for about 15 minutes trying to calculate every possible line. I thought about bishop b4, I thought about taking first. And in all the lines, I did not come up to the conclusion where I'm actually better. The only line where I saw that, okay, this is my best shot to play for a win, is actually the line that I played, which is trading queens. Because after queen takes, he cannot take with the king, he has to take with the bishop, because his bishop is hanging. And after he takes with the bishop, I trade my bishop for his bishop, and then I play this game. And I thought here after knight c6, okay, he has a little bit more development, however his king is bad, I can long castle at any point with tempo, and then like I'm gonna develop my pieces and see what happens. Okay, so after knight c6, he shocked me and he played this. Knight b5, I calculated like a lot. Again, in the opening I was spending so much time just to make sure that what I'm doing is right. Because after knight c6, I calculated knight b5, and I thought, okay, he wants this pawn, and I can't really protect it with my rook, since I can actually, but my rook will be very passive. And if I play something like king d7 or king d8, this will be very bad, since his rook will come to the game with tempo technically. And I didn't like bishop d6 because of knight takes. And then I remembered, what am I thinking of? How dumb is this? I can simply long castle. And these were my calculations before he played knight b5. And after he played it, I checked again and I was very shocked. Do you really play knight b5? Like, can't I just long castle with tempo and claim that I have an advantage? And this is exactly what I did. I long castled, now his bishop is under attack, so he developed his knight protecting his bishop, and then I simply kicked his knight out. So he spent so many tempos, he wasted so many tempos technically here. And here he went to a3, which is definitely wrong. Because he allowed me to just take the knight and create some weaknesses. And this knight that was once on b1 that moved 1, 2, 3 times during the opening stage, I just took it off with a bishop that did not move and created some weaknesses for him that he has to deal with them for the rest of the game technically. Anyways, we continued. I played knight f6, and here before knight f6 also I spent around 15 minutes. So I'm telling you guys, I spent so much time during the opening phase of this game because like I knew that here I was better. I just had to prove that I was better. I just had to turn this better into a winning position. And here I had three main moves actually. h6, knight f6, and pawn f6. These were my main moves, because after knight f6, I didn't want to allow bishop g5, pinning my knight. This is what I did not like in this position. So I thought about maybe a plan. So here I had two plans, either putting my knight on f6, either my pawn on f6. If I put my pawn on f6, I'm gonna play f6, e5 at some point, and then put my knight on e7. However, I didn't really like this because I couldn't find some squares for my knight. Like, even if it comes to g6, for example, I don't have f4 because he has a bishop. I don't have like any good squares for my knight. So at the end, I decided to, okay, I'm gonna play knight f6, and even if he does this, I'm gonna play h6, forcing him to take my knight. He took, I took, and then claim that these pawns are actually not as weak as these pawns. These pawns are way, way, way weaker. And this is actually the case. So here I was playing the best possible moves, the best engine moves so far. He played king e2. He just wants to connect his rooks, bring his rooks to the open file that I'm controlling. And here again, I played the best moves, the best move, knight d4. Check, forcing a knight exchange, and here he took, I took with the rook. And here, I thought that, okay, I'm far better, because here his pawn is under attack, so he's not in time to bring a rook into the game. Okay, he played f3 to protect his pawn, and here again, I thought that I'm far better. I just have to win this game now. Okay, here, I touched the rook, this rook on h8, I put it on d8, I was still holding it so I can still move it, and then I put it back on h8 because once I was moving it, I saw that, okay, maybe rook g8 is also an idea. So I put it back on h8 and started thinking, and after rook g8, which was the best move, I did not play this however, I thought that, okay, he has g3, and then what is my rook doing here? My rook belongs on the d file, it's an open file, I'm doubling up my rooks and everything, and this is actually wrong. After g3, I have a very strong move, which is rook g5, and I just want to bring my rook to the queen side. And then on the queen side, it can create so many problems. Since I created these weak pawns, now I have to target them actually. And after something like, I don't know, rook d1, I can simply like take, and then play rook c5, and I'm far better here. Attacking this pawn, if he defends it, I can simply go after this pawn, and then my king is actually coming in the game. Here even, I shouldn't trade, I should play rook c4 immediately. Because like if he tries to defend, I can simply go after this pawn. Now this pawn and this pawn is hanging. And if he tries to defend with the other rook, here, yep, I can double up. And whenever he decides to defend this pawn, I can simply go after this pawn. And this is all happening because of his weak pawns that I created in the opening. I did not spot this, so after I did not play rook g8, I just brought my rook back to d8, and I thought that, okay, I'm controlling the only open file on the board, I'm just gonna like, my king is gonna become very active, I'm gonna play c5, play king c7, king c6, improve my structure, and then come with my king, capture these pawns, and win the game. This was my analysis. It was very inaccurate, however. After rook d1, here I'm obviously far better if and only if I keep the rooks on the board. So here my plan should not be to trade rooks, should be to play something like rook c4 and attack this pawn, for example. Should be something like, I don't know, rook here and attack these pawns. These two pawns are very, very weak. If I win one of them, I win the game. And I don't know why here I did not play this. Yeah, I thought that, okay, he can play rook d2, and if I take, he takes, and then I have this. I missed this whole idea of bringing my rook here and here. Although I saw it in some lines, I missed it in this line. It was very sad. Here I thought that, okay, I'm gonna play c5. He's gonna take, I'm gonna take back with the rook. And I thought that here I was far better. However, my assessment to the position was very, very wrong. I am better here, definitely. I'm not far better, however. After rook d1, here I spent so much time calculating two things. Rook takes and king c7. These were my only two candidate moves. And let me show you some of my calculations. If I take, he takes, I play king c7, he brings his king, I go up, he goes down. Actually, I calculated this because I calculated that he might want to go after this pawn in the future and push his pawn. However, this doesn't work because like if he tries, let's say I played king b6, and if he tries to go after this pawn, he just loses. I go gobble this pawn and I just push. I'm way, way faster. So here I thought that he was gonna play. So yeah, I neglected king e3. I thought he was gonna play this, or even this actually, stopping my king from entering, and then I have this, and then he can simply wait, play something like this and wait, I thought. And I couldn't really claim an advantage here, I couldn't find a winning move here. So, instead, I played king c7. And king c7 is very, very wrong. So here I wasted my advantage. Here was my last moment, my last chance to play rook c4. Why didn't I play rook c4? Because I thought, okay, I'm abandoning the open file, and by principles, I should not abandon the open file. However, sometimes you have to break these principles. And this was one of these examples. I have to let go of the open file because I'm actually attacking some pawns. I have the chance to win some pawns. Then I play rook c4, maybe if he plays, I don't know, rook d2, I start bringing my king up slowly, I attack these pawns, I have so much potential in this position. And I wasted all of this potential by playing king c7, allowing him to trade, and I thought here that I was still better. My assessment was very, 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 very wrong during this game. I took, he pushed, he brought his king, I pushed to protect my pawn, and here I thought after this and this, after king c6, that I have to be better. That at some point he's gonna run out of moves and I'm just gonna enter with my king and this pawn will be very, very crucial to win. This is what I thought. All of this was wrong. He played a4, stopping me from entering with my king, from pushing b5 easily. So I just waited for him to self-destruct. I was hoping that, okay, somehow he was gonna self-destruct, maybe play h5, maybe like run out of moves and allow me to enter. And at some point I was gonna play either a5 or b5 and try to enter, and this is exactly what he did. He did not push h5, he kept it as a reserve, which he had to do. And here I pushed b5. He took, I took, he moved, I moved, and here I thought that I was winning. And I genuinely thought that here I was winning. And here the position is drawish, very, very drawish. And you have to know something. If you're a chess player, please, 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 don't do what my opponent was doing during this game. He was like literally one of the most disrespectful opponents I've ever played against. Because, okay, I'm gonna list the things that you should not do during a chess game. 1, talk to your opponent. You're not allowed to talk to your opponent, especially that it is an important game. You're not allowed to make jokes. You're not allowed to talk. The only thing you're allowed to say to your opponent is draw, or offer a draw technically. This is the only thing you're allowed to say to your opponent. That's 1. 2, don't adjust your pieces on your opponent's time. So it was my time, and he was just adjusting his pieces, and at some point he was adjusting my pieces on my time, which is very, very, very disrespectful. Like, imagine I'm looking at this pawn here, and I'm calculating everything that this pawn can do, and I'm like in a 5 moves combination, and I'm calculating everything, and then out of nowhere he just comes, he touches the pawn, and he is adjusting it. This is very, 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 very unethical, let's say. 2, 3, don't whisper your moves, don't make noises, don't distract your opponent. This is very unethical, very disrespectful. Don't do this, guys. 4, don't slam the pen on the table when you're writing. Okay, you can just put the pen on the table. You should not just like write your move and then slam it on the table. This is also very disrespectful. So he was doing everything that I just said, that I just listed, and it was just getting in my head. I was just getting so upset. So I called an arbiter, which is what you should do during these cases. And I told him what was happening. And then, like, after I told him, he warned him. And then he did the same things again and again, which was very, 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 like, unethical, very, very annoying, very whatever you want to call it. And he was just waving his hand. He was literally putting his hands on the chessboard where I'm calculating on my time, which was, again, don't do these things, guys, if you're a chess player. Don't. It's very unethical. It's very disrespectful to your opponent. Anyways, so here I was very, very annoyed by him. I was very angry. I was very upset. And this got in my head because after a4, he took back with the king. Here, since I was very upset, I started playing fast. Okay? And I missed a winning move here. And I missed a very, very, very pretty move here. And this move is d3, which was the only winning move in this position. Here, since I was upset, I just like played king c5 without thinking. Okay, I just want to finish this game. I didn't want to play this game anymore. Okay, so here d3 wins on the spot. Because after d3, he has to take, or else I'm queening. And after he takes, I just play king c5. He goes back, I go up, he goes back to protect this pawn, and then I enter. And this is the key move, king e3. Just, I arrived to e3, then I'm gonna capture this pawn, I'm gonna capture this pawn, I'm gonna capture everything and just push. And this is a line that I did not calculate during the game, which was very, very, very sad. So here after king takes a4, I just play king c5. He went back, and again, I tried to fight during this game. However, my opponent didn't let me fight technically. He just wanted a draw. He played the whole game for a draw, and it was like very difficult to win this when your opponent just wants to play for a draw. So here he played c4, and again, I can take the draw with takes and then just king, 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 king. And I didn't want to draw the draw, I just wanted to fight, so I played king c5. And here, the only move for him is like h5. And this is why he shouldn't have played h5 in the past. He had to like keep it as a reserve for him in the future. So here, my only move also is like this, king d3. And now after he approaches, I go up, he goes up, and then I take this pawn, and then I have no way of entering the position. I tried to enter the position, and even here I blundered actually. So apparently here, if I'm not mistaken, he can win. He can win with f4. And I did not see this during the game. I thought like, okay, my opponent is just playing for a draw. He's not gonna try to win anything. So I was lucky that he did not see this. Again, his mentality was just, okay, I want to draw. I want to play a Hadi for a draw, and just this is it. If he thought that, okay, he can win this, he would have found this. Here, I was calculating this all the game, actually. How can he create a passed pawn, and this pawn might be dangerous. And this is actually the way to create the passed pawn. So after f4, I take, he pushes e5, I take, and then he pushes g5. If I take, then he's gonna promote. And even though I have 4 pawns, this is nowhere near enough because my pawns are too far from queening. So a line that I can actually demonstrate, let's say f3, h7. Here he can actually stop me with his king. Actually, he should have stopped me with his king. So here king d2, king d3, anything. And then like, I don't know what I'm gonna play. Let's say, I don't know, let's say g4, trying to push the g pawn. He pushes g3, he pushes, and then he's just queening and he's stopping all my pawns. This is under attack, these pawns are weak, everything is weak, and I can't really do anything here. Luckily, he did not do this. He just decided to repeat the position, which was his goal from the very beginning, from the moment he decided to trade queens. And I couldn't win this game. I missed this one move, this d3 move, sacrificing the pawn and trying to infiltrate with my king. I missed this. I regret kind of missing this. However, it's fine. I'm at 4 out of 6 right now. I just need a win in my last round, and I'm gonna qualify to the championship, to the Lebanese championship. I'm excited for my last round, and hopefully I'm gonna win. And see you all after round 7, after the final round. Bye bye.